It was love at first sight at a speaking engagement, believe it or not. She was dating. You could believe that, right? Because I traveled a lot.
Yeah, since you do, 500,000 speaking engagements a year, you would think. But anyway.
But so we met, and I was even worried about how am I going to meet her, God, if I never stop? And so I was averaging about 270 speeches a year, and so they say I run so fast I leave my legs behind. But me and my wife, we fell in love, locked eyes, and we knew that there was something more in this meeting. And it was about 6 months before we started courting and dating. And 3 months into our relationship, I went through a personal crisis. I talk about it in my book, Unstoppable. I want people to know just because you're a Christian doesn't mean you don't go through depression anymore. You go through ups and downs. It's not about ever going from a valley to a mountain as much as it's more about going through life with Jesus through the valleys and the mountains. And so when I lost all my I had basically gone through a personal crisis where things that I planned, it did not go through, and I actually lost all my money in January 2011. And I never thought that she would react the way that she did. I said, babe, this and this and this just happened. She said, that's okay. I'm not going anywhere. I'll get a nursing job and support the both of us. And I just knew that she was the one for me that would stand by me no matter what. 9 months later, got a ring, put it in a cream puff, and I got her to feed me the cream puff. And I finished the cream puff without choking on the ring. And I said, baby, let me kiss your hand. I got on her left hand. And she saw the ring, and she started crying. I said, baby, I love you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Will you please marry me? And after crying for about 2 minutes, I said, so? And she said, yes. And we got married 6 months into it, 6 months after engagement, and had our first dance. And, our physical intimacy, I can't wrap my arm around her. But, we have our own ways of how I help out at the house and being intimate and even, limitations sometimes even with my son Kiyoshi, who's 2.5 years old. I can't really lift him up and throw him in the air, but he's even blowing me away with the creativity that he has in how he plays with his daddy.
Well, God has been so good to you and Kene. And as I understand it, there was a period of time that you went through and you were seriously, I guess, questioning whether or not God would bring somebody that you could marry.
I thought that for 10 years. I thought, no, who's going to want to marry me? I'm not going to get a job. I'm not going to be independent. I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm just a burden to my parents. That was the depression that I had, as a kid. And I had my crushes on girls, and I had one other relationship before I met my wife that lasted for about 18 months, but it ended in heartbreak, and it sort of confirmed my fears, if you will, that, Nick, you're going to be single for the rest of your life. And it's basically always, whatever it is, whether it's a desire for a relationship or a desire for any blessings, present your request to God and let the peace of God that surpasses your understanding guard your heart and your mind in Christ Jesus. Rich or poor, sick or healthy, single or married, if you know Jesus and He is your rock and He is your joy, there is nothing that'll stop you. And I think sometimes God uses the desires of our hearts and the timings of our life and His blessings to really test us. Do you trust me? Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not upon your own understanding. Acknowledge Him in all your ways, and He'll direct your paths. So I want everyone just to, just take a pause in your life. Whatever you're waiting for, those who wait upon the Lord will renew their strength. They shall mount up on wings like eagles. God is not late, and He's got that perfect gift for you. And if it's not what you think it's going to be, God's got something better.